Har Har Mahadev. In today's video, I am going to share my complete Kedarnath Yatra experience. This journey is filled with spiritual energy, stunning mountain views, adventure, and emotional moments that I will always remember. Whether you are planning Yatra to Kedarnath or experiencing this divine Yatra from home, stay with me until the end. In this video, I will share how to plan this yatra, documents you will need, the best places to stay, amazing food on the trek, and insider tips that you won't find in regular blogs. So चलिए शुरू करते हैं. This video is part of our India trip series, a journey that began all the way from Chicago, USA, and took us across some of the most beautiful and spiritual destinations. In today's episode, the main focus is Kedarnath Yatra Shan, the full trek experience, the spiritual vibes along the route. Our Kedarnath journey began with overnight stay in Guptakashi at Char Hotel, which offered beautiful views and a peaceful atmosphere. Early in the morning, around 3 a.m., we left for Sonprayag, the main transit point for the Kedarnath Yatra. From Guptakashi to Sonprayag is about 30 kilometers, taking roughly 1.5 to 2 hours. Private vehicles are allowed only until Sonprayag. From Sonprayag, all yatris must take government-approved shared jeeps to Gaurikund. Gaurikund is the official starting point of the 16-kilometer Kedarnath trek. Before starting, we took a holy dip in the natural hot water spring and visited Mata Gauri temple to seek blessings. इस जगह पर एक अलग ही शांति और पॉजिटिव एनर्जी महसूस होती है. After taking blessings, we checked our essentials and prepared ourselves mentally with Jai Baba Kedar on our lips and full faith in our hearts. We began this unforgettable journey, not just a trek through the mountains, but a spiritual experience that stays with you for a life. So let's begin this beautiful and divine Kedarnath Yatra together. The full trek usually takes about 10 to 12 hours depending on your pace and the breaks you take. If walking the entire way feels difficult, there are options like ponies, palkis, and pittus, with prices varying depending on the season and availability. But I will say this walking the whole path is truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You don't just see nature around you, you feel it with every breath. हर कदम में पहाड़ों, नदियों और बादलों का अनुभव होता है. Just 2 kilometers into the trek, we were already surrounded by majestic snowy peaks and the crisp mountain air. It was magical. The sounds of rushing water from small streams, birds, and distant bells added a serene rhythm to our walk. Along the way, we crossed hidden waterfalls and misty valleys and stopped often to chant Har Har Mahadev, which gave us that extra boost of energy and positivity. Around the 6-kilometer mark, we reached the first big waterfall, a breathtaking sight where water crashed down the rocks with incredible force. The mist from the waterfall cooled our faces and the sound was almost meditative. Here we paused, soaked in the views, clicked some pictures, and even shared a few snacks to recharge. हर कदम आगे बढ़ते हुए हमें एडवेंचर, डिवोशन और प्योर जर्नी का एक अद्भुत एक्सपीरियंस मिला. Now, let's talk about food on the trek. Along the way, you will find small stalls serving simple but tasty Pahadi snacks. We enjoyed boiled masala chana, pahadi Maggi, kakdi with masala, charcoal roasted bhutta or hamara bhutta, and refreshing nimbu pani. And the best part, garam garam parathas in the cold mountain air. Yes, the food is a little expensive, but remember, everything is carried up by local people on foot or moles. So it's totally worth it. Respect their hard work, eat slow, and enjoy the mountain vibes.
After several kilometers, the real test begins. Legs slow down, breathing gets harder, and silence replaces excitement. That's when chants of Har Har Mahadev echo through the valley. Strangers encourage each other, and faith takes over where strength fades. Each step now feels like a prayer, driven by devotion more than energy. Before starting the trek, it's important to know the costs. Horse rides and palki services are available from Gaurikund with fixed government rates that usually range from a few thousand rupees, depending on distance and season. Prices are displayed at counters and booking is official. You don't have to decide everything at the starting point. Horses and palkis are available at multiple points along the trek as well, especially where people feel tired or unwell. The price depends on how much distance is left, usually ranging from a 3,000 rupees to 3,500 rupees. Rates are fixed, so there's no need to bargain or panic. As you move higher, the landscape transforms. Waterfalls crash across the trail, forcing everyone to slow down and feel the icy splash on their feet. Mist fills the air and suddenly snow-covered peaks appear closer than ever. Cameras come out, breaths pause, and for a moment exhaustion disappears in the beauty of the mountains. At many points the trek slows down because of heavy traffic. Horses, palkas and walkers all share the same narrow path, causing short stoppages. Sometimes you wait for 2-3 minutes, sometimes longer. But these pauses become blessings. Time to catch your breath, sip water, stretch your legs, and quietly soak in the mountain views around you. One of the most breathtaking parts of the trek is the snake-shaped trail carved into the mountains. From here you can see the entire path winding below like a ribbon. Tiny dots of yatras, horses moving slowly, and food stalls far away make you realize how far you've come. The surrounding valleys, clouds, and peaks create a view you'll never forget. Around this point, our group paused for a short break. Ankita had walked till here with full determination, but the heat, crowd, and constant uphills started taking a toll. After thinking it through, she decided to continue the remaining trek on horseback. It wasn't an easy choice, but listening to your body is also part of the journey. Along the route, narrow off-track shortcuts appear, mostly used by locals and seasoned trekkers. They promise to save time but demand extra strength and balance. Some are steep, some slippery, and all are tempting when legs feel heavy. Deciding whether to follow the main path or take a shortcut becomes part of the adventure itself. At certain points on the trek, the mountains stretch far into the distance, layer after layer fading into the sky. Snow-covered peaks shine softly under the sun, while clouds move slowly across them. Standing there, you feel small yet peaceful. The silence, the vastness, and the endless view remind you how powerful and humbling nature truly is. As the trek comes to an end, my legs are tired and breath feels heavy, but my heart is full of energy. Every step closer fills me with new vibes and deep devotion. The thought of standing in front of Baba Kedar keeps pushing me forward. As I reached near the helipad, I knew the journey was almost complete. Just a few steps away through the open valley, I caught my first clear glimpse of Baba Kedarnath temple. The weather was perfectly clear. Helicopters arrive and depart non-stop, one after another. As soon as one lands, passengers step out quickly. Another group boards and within minutes it lifts off again. The speed and coordination are impressive. Watching them against the mountains makes you realize how carefully time and weather are managed in this sacred high-altitude place. With every final step, the temple feels closer and closer. The sound of bells grows louder, chants fill the air, and tired legs somehow find new strength. Surrounded by snow-capped mountains, I slow down, wanting to absorb every second. After hours of walking, this moment feels unreal. Baba Kedarnath is just a few steps away. Standing in front of the temple for the first time, everything suddenly goes silent. After hours of trekking, cold winds, and tired steps, this moment feels overwhelming. Eyes fill with tears, hands fold automatically, and the heart feels calm. Seeing Baba Kedarnath so close brings a deep sense of peace, gratitude, and fulfillment that words can never fully describe. The darshan lines were long, and the cold made the wait even harder. But no one complained, everyone stood patiently, knowing this moment was worth it. When my turn finally came, all the tiredness disappeared. That peaceful darshan brought a deep sense of satisfaction and calm that stayed with me long after. Behind the temple, a small well of holy water flows from the temple. We stopped there, collected this water in tiny bottles as blessings. All around us, devotees were doing the same, filling small containers to take home for their loved ones. That quiet moment felt deeply spiritual and full of shared faith. Near the temple stands Bhimshila, the massive rock believed to have protected Kedarnath during the 2013 floods. Seeing it up close fills you with respect and awe. This silent guardian reminds everyone of divine protection and faith that stood strong even in nature's most powerful moments. People gather quietly around Bhimshila, touching the rock with folded hands in deep belief. Some close their eyes, some whisper prayers, and some simply stand in silence. The atmosphere feels peaceful and powerful. You can sense that for many devotees, this moment of blessing is just as meaningful as the darshan itself. For the special morning darshan token, we met Pandit Jayant Semwal, who guided us with great kindness. With his help, we entered the main temple during the peaceful morning hours. We were able to spend about 4 to 5 minutes praying in front of the Kedarnath Shivling in main temple. Please let me know if you need contact information for him in message so you can get to Can and book in advance, and he can also help book overnight stay at the Kedarnath. For the special morning darshan, we got a token in advance, which ensured our entry without waiting in the main lines. The token has a fixed cost, about 1,000 rupees per person, and they have slots of 5 to 6 person. Just a few steps behind the temple stands the statue of Adi Shankaracharya, where devotees pause to offer prayers and seek blessings after their darshan. Our night stay at Kedarnath wasn't very comfortable. We got a small room in the gatehouse. Beds were very moist and hard, making it hard to sleep. Luckily, we find a rental heater which made the room warm enough to finally rest after the long trek. Despite the simple facilities, the experience felt memorable. The next morning, after our early breakfast and fresh energy, we started the short uphill walk to
Bhairavnath Mandir.
The trail from Kedarnath temple is about 800 meters, roughly a 15-20 minute climb uphill, and every step offers stunning views of the valley below. The path isn't too long, but the incline reminds you that this yatra is both spiritual and physical. From the top, the valley below is breathtaking. Snowy peaks, green slopes, and winding trails stretch as far as the eye can see. Clouds float across mountains, sunlight dances on streams, and the air feels pure. Every step of the trek feels worth it here. We all decided to take a horseback ride for the return journey. After the long trek up, tired legs welcomed the idea of riding down. We booked through the official office and the cost was around 3,000 rupees per person. The horses were ready, saddles adjusted, and within minutes we were set to descend through the same scenic trail. As we started down, the narrow mountain path immediately reminded us how tricky the descent could be. The horses moved carefully along steep turns and rocky stretches. Every step felt both thrilling and tense. The valley views that had seemed so far away on the way up now felt closer, and we could finally enjoy the scenery without worrying about our tired legs. Along the way, the horses stopped several times for water and food. We fed them jaggery twice, and they seemed happy and energized. During these pauses, the views around were simply amazing. Mountains, valleys, and distant peaks stretching endlessly. Every stop became a moment to breathe and soak in the beauty of the trek. Even on horseback, the path wasn't easy. Slippery stones, sharp bends, and sudden drops kept everyone alert. Some riders held tight, others leaned forward for balance. Despite the occasional nervous laugh and shaky moments, the ride was faster than walking and allowed us to save energy for the next trek. It was adventure mixed with relief. Along the way, we stopped a few times to admire the mountains and waterfalls we had passed hours before. The sun reflected off icy streams, clouds hovered over the peaks, and the valley looked serene. On horseback, we felt a different connection with the mountains, relaxed, reflective, and grateful for completing the yatra safely.
Pani time. Hello.
Horse riding in Kedarnath, going back
Along the path, we encountered icy patches on the trail that made every step cautious. The sunlight reflected off the frozen rocks, creating a sparkling effect. Despite the slippery surface, the surrounding view was breathtaking. Snow-capped peaks, deep valleys. Even though the horseback ride saved our tired legs, sitting on the saddle for hours wasn't easy. My back and butt ached with every step and bump along the rocky path. Despite the pain, I couldn't help but admire the views and feel grateful. The ride was faster than walking, and every ache reminded me of the adventure we had completed.
आगे जी आगे आगे પૂછવું દુખી ગયું એનાનો રસ્તો નહીં पर्ची निकाल दो क्या निकाल दो पर्ची 6 5 4